Hey, good morning. Guten Morgen. It's a Monday. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 1 million. Well, no, less than 1 million, but many foreign exchange traders were stationed around the world. We gather this time to synchronize our watches, coordinate our satellites, get our trade plans on. Today, we will cover technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of putting together trade plans for this week and for Monday and for Tuesday. Ask questions, get involved. Thank you for being a subscriber. Let's go. Let me remind you that trading is risky. It's not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, my name is Wayne. I'm a currency trader. Been doing this a long time. I will be your guide. Please ask questions, take notes. And if you pick up any tidbits today that you find helpful, please document them in the comment section below the recording of today's live stream. There is no fee for you to be here today, but these live streams do come with a cost. They do come with an obligation, and that is to visit tradersway.com and open up a demo account. Why? Well, you know what? I've been doing this a very long time, and I understand that you need an execution partner that you trust. Yes, fast execution speed is good, which they have. Competitive spreads is what usually attracts people. Well, you know, they charge fair prices for their services. Okay? World-class customer service, that's great. But even little things like paying you the full swap on your trades is like, that's just one major reason to say, you know what, I'm going to go with them. So I think this is what you're going to need. So I'm enticing you to do that, tradersway.com. So it's a Monday. New week has started. Okay. We got interesting stuff to cover on the fundamental / news side of the business. So let's do that first. Calendar. Cool. So let's start here. Okay, we got speeches out of Australia, so that's going to be good for the Asian session. Okay, so that's great for tonight. Tuesday. What do you think? FDI is actually kind of interesting. Foreign direct investment. Is money going into China or not? I don't know how far back this looks like year over year. There's a lot going on there that makes China less attractive for foreign investment. So we'll see what's going on there. But the big thing is CPI on Tuesday. Everybody's waiting for that. Of course, a lot of people are overemphasizing this importance because they think that'll make the Fed do something. It may, but probably not. We saw a red hot PPI last week, but of course the thing is we already know these things. Right? So you shouldn't be shocked that PPI was high. Do you guys remember just a week ago, like a week before PPI, I was teaching you how to use the Baltic Dry Index? Look at the index. It went from 400 to 4,000. Yeah, that's a cost. That's an input cost. It's a PPI cost. Oh my God, PPI went up. We already knew that. Okay? Cash is it transitory? Well, it's supply side. It doesn't have to be transitory, but it's supply side, not demand side. So there isn't anything the Fed can do about it. Okay. So anyway, shouldn't be too shocking. And then new home sales out of Australia. See, the thing is, the subcomponent of their economy, the real estate subcomponent, is a big one. It's an important one. So we always want to keep our eyes on that. Look at the number, -20. Amazing. I was doing some research on places like Boise, Idaho, and Austin, Texas, for existing home sales. How much do you think real estate prices went up in these places year over year? Housing prices. How much did houses go up in 1 year in places like Boise or Austin? There are many other cities, but those are the ones that you've probably have heard of. $45%. Hey, maybe you should own real estate. Mr. Sangham says some people became poor due to lockdown. No, they were already poor. But that is true. Okay? We saw when people lost their jobs, it was primarily like service sector. If you were a manager of a high-tech team developing artificial intelligence for some company, you didn't lose your job. Yeah, you had to work from home, but you didn't lose your job. Okay. So anyways, pretty amazing. So new home sales, -20. That's quite a contrast to parts of the United States. Okay. My house, I think, went up 10% last year. That's pretty good. That's a good year, but not 45%. Now, Austin, Texas is a place where Apple Computers is moving. See, a lot of companies are leaving California because it sucks and you have to pay huge amounts of taxes. So people are like, high taxes and it sucks. We should leave. And so, yeah, so even Apple is moving to Austin, Texas, and boom, guess what? All the Apple a-holes show up in Austin and drive up the prices. Demand went up. Is that right? Yeah, I'll never forget that morning. I had traded all night in Austin, Texas in the summer. And I woke up and I was getting a third cup of coffee. And the sun was just rising. So it was probably 5 o'clock in the morning. Right? The sun just was rising over the desert. I don't know what else to call it. It's just clay, right? You can clay as far as you can see. Anyway, so you're like, oh, the red sun over the red clay. How beautiful. And I said, I should go outside and finish my coffee outside and watch the sunrise. And I opened the sliding door and it just knocked me over. The heat at, 4:59 a.m. and it was already 110 degrees and about 80% humidity. Just like, holy wow, because I've been in air conditioning all night, right? I'm like, I just wasn't ready for that. It was just crazy. So anyways, Austin, Texas. People say Atlanta is hot Atlanta. Atlanta's not even close. Not even close to the humidity and heat of Austin, Texas. Amazing. So I don't know why Atlanta gets a bad rap. Anyways. Moving on to Wednesday. I think Wednesday's a light day. Wednesday. Okay, CPI of the UK. Yeah, are they going to taper? Are they going to cut? Yeah. Okay, that'll be interesting. Bank of Canada. I was hoping for a Canadian dollar rally in the Asian session last night, but I'm like, it's pretty early. It's pretty much a guess. But I do want to buy CAD. It just didn't look good. Now it looks better, huh? So that's good. So that might be an opportunity for us because I do believe oil and gold are going to go up by the end of the year. So that should benefit CAD. Just trying to time my entries. But inflation. Do they have inflation? Okay. We want to see that. Kiwi. Housing price index, okay, good. Look at that, not negative 20. So that's interesting, huh? GDP, okay, that's interesting. We want to see good information. Import exports, we want to see Japan doing better. Okay. And the interesting thing about Japan is I think money is going to come out of China and go into places like Japan to catch sort of more old world industrial companies. Maybe it'll move to India to catch kind of new opportunities and development and infrastructure plays. But if FDI leaves China, it'll need to go somewhere. And I think India is the future. But also, if you don't want to do sort of new infrastructure projects, what you can do is invest into very old, very mature companies in Japan. Okay, play that, sort of stable versus catch up. Okay, and then Aussie jobs, way out here. Okay, so Aussie jobs in Asia. So this is good. We got lots of great Asian sessions. Is anyone going to trade Asia with me? Now, Cash says real estate is just dirt and clay, worthless. That might be true, but it's also cash flow. And cash flow, you can calculate its value, and that's why you buy it. So I would say real estate is not dirt and clay. It's more like a bond. Okay. So anyways, a few dozen of us met for trading the Asian session last night, setting up swing trades and day trades. And the next meeting in the day trading group is going to be 3 p.m. This afternoon, New York time, to catch the New York close. And it's an opportunity for European investors to get their sort of overnight swing trades, their overnight day trades. So I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. Eastern time today. Cash says it's still dirt and clay. It's sort of like when people buy a bond, or, right, what they're doing is like, let's say Ford Motor Company issues a bond. You could say, well, I like Ford. They are good cars. I own a Ford or whatever. But that's not really how it works. Most people don't look at that. Most bonds are going to have a credit rating. So you're going to say, okay, it's a double B. So therefore, it's got to have a higher yield. So it's paying 2.8% over the next 3 years. And then it'll mature. Okay, so you can do some quick calculations. You can subtract the risk-free rate of return on this. Okay, and you're going to clear this 1.5% adjusted for risk. Okay, and it's a cash flow. So if you get 1.5% this year, 1.5 next year, 1.5, and then maybe you think this will end up going to more like 1.8. You can put these in your models, and you'll come down to an exact price. Okay? You can figure out how much that bond is worth, and you're not really asking the company, what are you going to do with it? They might just say, we're going to borrow money from you and buy back our stock. Okay? Small penalty to pay, but whatever. You're not investing truly into how they're going to invest. Now you kind of can, but my point is with real estate, it's just dirt and a building. But it's the cash flow that has value. Okay? Cash flow. So if you live in your house, it's providing you a service. You live in it. But if you rented it out, it's much more visible. You rent it out, now you have rent. You collect rent. That's cash flow. Minus your expenses, you have net operating income. Okay? Minus the cost of your mortgage, and now you have profit. There's a value to that. How much are you willing to pay for the profit? Okay? So real estate, to me, is just a bond trade. And okay, so retail sales is Thursday. That's all consuming. Okay, that's huge. Retail sales on Friday out of pig dogs. So that's huge. And euro inflation. Ha, ha, ha. If there is any. So anyways, Tuesday and Thursday are the big ones out of North America. But notice it's a great week for Asian trading. There's speeches tonight. Okay. And then a couple nights later, we're going to have like GDP and Aussie jobs. And anyway, so that's all good. It's going to be a good trading week. Okay. Okay. Cash says he believes real estate should be free. And okay. Cool. Try it, man. You'll find out there's going to be no real estate. Be like India, where there's people building shanty towns right next to the train tracks. Hey, look, it's free. All right. All right, so anyways, stepping back to take a look at the forest. Pound was strong last night, has continued to be strong. Dollar weakened for a while and then resumed its strength. Yen weakened for a while and resumed its strength. Okay? Cool. Kiwi kind of stayed. Aussie didn't quite turn. CAD kind of turned. And Euro did not. So pretty mixed bag. Investment probably should have been light. So let's take a look on dollar pairs. Okay, so far this was a pretty decent trade. We set this up in the day trading group last night. We were looking at this as a plausible entry, but this was the weekly and this is the daily. Okay, so we talked about multiple ways of entering it. You could just throw down near the psych level, right? That's where you'd put a limit order. Oh, that one worked. If you put it here, you probably still had enough to stay in it. Okay, it would have been close, actually. All right, so it all comes down to, look at this, the weekly superseded the daily. So this was the daily move, but this is the weekly move. Okay? Interesting, right? Perfect 618 kicked off the psych level. Great opportunity to use limit orders to catch that. Hey, my pleasure, Alton. Okay. So what I'd like to see now from a bullish point of view is I want to see this rising, a series of these rising, like this and this and this. So this is a little dipsy-do. Hopefully we can make a higher high today. So really, here's what I'm trying to look at moving forward. Okay. So it'd be great in the next session or two to be able to catch something like that. Meta, you caught it? You did it at 38, just above 38, I think is where we dropped it. Well played. Cool. So we're not in the free and clear plan yet. Cool. Okay. This is still this way. Okay. Or you could do it maybe this way. Custom. Okay. So it's not quite there yet, but it could be. It's trying. Cool. Cool. So it's got a chance, right? That's all we're trying for. Euro, I backed away from. I'm like, nah, not really. Oh, there you go. That's why I backed away. This was the one area that it could maybe have played, but I had my doubts, especially on Euro and the lower low. A lot of them had lower lows, but look at this lower high. I mean, this was a great bearish trade if you were a bear, but my longer term bias currently is less focused on COVID and more of just the world trying to eke out a living. Look, yes, COVID's scary. You still got to feed your kids. So that's what I'm going to play. People still need to get their work done. So I just got to wait. I don't know. There's another area in here, but see, I'm going to see these climbing. So I do believe euro dollar is going to be moving higher later, but apparently not now. This one I got knocked out on, and I don't know why. It was a break-even trade, but I thought my stop was above 27. So I don't know why I'm. It must have been very close. Must have been very close. So anyways, interesting. I'm not in it anymore. This is set bearish. I am a bear. I'm not necessarily a bear in the moment, but I am a bear. Okay. So it's fairly neutral. It's okay. Like I can take the short. I don't like the 21 being above the 55 because that's what it looks like now, right? So I kind of want to see a move like this. And if I get it, maybe I'll try again tomorrow or maybe later today. Really depends on what New York's going to do. So again, if you're European or not European, again, the day trading group is going to meet at 3 p.m. today. So we met 9 p.m. yesterday. And we're going to meet 3 p.m. today and then 9 p.m. again tonight. Okay. Cool, right? Cool. For sure. All right, Kiwi. Mediocrity. Huh? Mediocrity. Just sort of like, it's not bad, but it's not good. It is tradable. It is tradable. It doesn't mean it's good, but sometimes you trade it because you can, not because it's good. So we have support here. We know that. Okay. And the swing is here. So you can try to catch it and drop the stop. Okay. So you're at 71 now. And that stop gets you pretty close to in here. It's not amazing, but you're kicking off a psych level. So you could have the crazy plan of buy it at 71. Okay. Right. Technically right now, it's making lower lows. Okay, but what you're doing is you're testing the fence, trying to get up here and eventually through this level. So you can wait and just not do anything for 100 pips, or maybe you can get 1 or 2 trades on first. Okay, I think we're 2 weeks early, but that's my guess. Okay, so this is a weekly plan. Maybe next week is down here, and that's fine. That's fine. Whatever, we'll see. Still got to take the shot if it's open. Aussie dollar. Was this a limit? I think this was a limit entry. So the plan that we did last night in the day trading group was this is by definition support. And if you're a bull, you have permission to buy at support or buy higher lows. So this might just maybe. But if it comes down here, it definitely isn't. So there's maybe and definitely not. So that's what I'm playing. Okay. Kima says maybe Trader's Way had a huge spread on that USD CAD. No, because, one thing about Trader's Way is it opens at 5 p.m., where most brokers open at 6 p.m., so the cool thing is you get an extra hour to check the market before other brokers even open. We met at 9 p.m. and my trade was perfectly fine. So that's, when you open this 5 to 6 to 7 period, the spreads are higher, not because of brokers are doing anything, but by sort of how the interbanking system works. Okay. They're just trying to match you, and not all liquidity partners are available, so the spread is higher. But as you roll into 7 p.m., there's no problems. We met at 9 p.m. There was no spread problem. And so I'm saying I went to bed probably midnight. Okay, so our thing ended at 10:30. I stuck around and traded another hour and a half, went to bed, and I believe those trades were, that trade was still open. So something just came up just enough to knock me out, and wham, 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 blah, blah, blah. Okay, so anyways, is this a good trade? No, it's a trade. I have permission to buy at support, ideally higher lows. Is it a higher low? Nope. Is it support? Yep, I can take it. Okay, and I have to be completely wrong to lose money, or a little bit right to at least be in the trade. So there you go. That's what that looks like. Instant gratification? Definitely not. Opportunity? Yeah, it's an opportunity. Cool. Moving over to the ends. Take a look at Aussie. Drop into a smaller time frame. Maybe an hour. Okay. Interesting, right? Check this out. Cool. That's why your stop should be a little lower here. I think we were talking about a limit in there, if you could. The other one is what? Play it way up high here? Nah. Okay. Okay, the thing is, how are you going to treat this? Is this a higher high? If so, you should be buying this higher low. And you should be going here. Okay. This is similar to the other trade I was just discussing. This is support no matter how you look at it. So you have two choices. Do you buy it because it's support, or do you buy the higher low? Okay, so there's your two trades. So this one is, you're already a little bit late. You're at 81. So make a decision. Are you going to do something in here or not? Okay. Remember, we got news several times this week for Aussie. So it's got the trading lubricant it needs. There's a kitty cat yen. Once again, we were here. Okay. It's not a higher low, but it is support. So you have that as a plausible opportunity. If I zoom in a little closer. Okay. It was up for a while. Boom, came back. Up for a while. Boom, came back. Up for a while. Boom, came back. Up for a while. Okay. So you have to decide something like that or not. So to me, there's only two plausible scenarios if you're a bull. There's that, and then there's some sort of fib of that. Okay. Okay. That's that. But this occurred at the market open. So then this happened in the Asian session. Okay. This was probably getting pretty, it's early Asia. I mean, early Europe. Okay. You see? So you have to believe in oil. Take a look at this one. We got this lined up. I have this. Can you see it here? So we did this on Thursday. That's why this was like this, because on Thursday I didn't have all this room to the right. So the Thursday trade, swing trade, right? Catch it in here around 78 and try to take it up here to 79. It's only 100 pips. It's not a big deal. I think if you can get that, you might as well try to stay in it longer. Okay. So that was the plan on Thursday. You had to wait all of Friday for a decline. Catch it today, and even now it's still mediocre. Okay? So what do you do here? Do you adjust your stop? So if you're in at 78, your stop is down to about here. So do you move it? Yeah, you could. Although the trick is to try to be in the trade, but I understand this fib war. So like a bear is selling this reverse fib. So yeah, if you got to move it, you got to move it. Okay? Because it's like this. It'll do this or it'll do this. That's what we know right now. So, yeah. Just say, well, the plan was to have it go up on Monday. So if it goes down on Monday, get out before it hurts you and set up put the ball back on the tee for another shot. It's up K1 and Beast. Okay. Here's Beast. I'm in at 152.10. And it's 152.25. It's funny because it's so pathetic for a pound yen. It's really amazing, right? But anyways, we have it set like this. Okay, 50%. Okay, that's about right. It's about right. We can look at a smaller time frame. Okay, again, this is where we were in Asia. Very mediocre trade. I believe it was this one here is what we were looking at. Okay. So you can see I went to bed and it did this all night. And now it's maybe climbing, right? Maybe at least like this. And that's kind of the best thing about day trading is you set it and forget it. Okay? Because I think a lot of people might have overmanaged this trade as it did all this. Okay? There's plenty of opportunity to freak out and change your mind. Versus just like, buy it, go to bed. Because here's the plan. Okay, stop is right here, as you can see. And maybe by 3 p.m. I'll move it. So if New York makes a higher high, then I'll move it here and buy the higher low. Why is it called the Beast? I've just always called it the Beast for 20 years. I've also called it the Widowmaker. And it has to do with having the highest average daily range and volatility. And it used to be a high spread. I used to pay something like 12 pips on the spread for this. Okay, look at this. Now it's 1.9 pips. So euro dollar was 3 pips. Okay, that when I first started, it was 3 pips. And then you traded the Beast. It was 12 pips, and I think the pound dollar was 7 pips. And then 5 pips. Okay? So now I could trade the pound yen for less than 2 pips. It's a joke. Now, why would you try to go with a broker that's cheaper than that? 90% chance that broker's lying to you. They'll just slip you in, slip you out. You're paying twice as much money, but you're happy because you responded to an ad that says, we're the cheapest. You want the cheapest. I don't want the cheapest. I don't want the cheapest house in America. I don't want the cheapest car in America. I don't want the cheapest education for my children. I don't like cheap. Anyways, okay. Yeah. So there's that. And so, okay, so those are all the dollar pairs, all the yen pairs. I think we did commodities. I can't remember. Maybe not. So let's go here. Gold coming down. Okay, we got to pay attention. We have it here. Let me back out a little bit. We had this as support, and there's nothing below it. You see that? So it's either going to go up or it's going to tank. And by tank, I mean not go up. So if you're a bull and it's not going to go up, then you need to change your strategy. Right now I look at this and it doesn't say buy yet. So I might just wait a day or two before I end up buying. Okay. No. Kama says that's the point of trading, right? Buy cheap and sell high? No. Because what you're saying, if you buy cheap, you're buying a downtrend. That's cheap because it's worth less. Wait, there's a difference, okay? If you buy a dip in an uptrend, you're buying value. It's not cheap. It's a better price, but it's not cheap because it's been going up and it will continue to go up. Buying cheap is buying on the way down. People are dumping it and you're picking it up because it's cheap. Nobody wants it. That's why it's cheap. You're getting zero value. In fact, you're just buying risk, okay? And here you're buying value, regardless of price. Because you're buying this and it's valuable because it's going to go up in value, okay? When you're buying on the way down, it's risky because it probably will continue to fall. So you're buying risk versus buying value. Okay? So anyway, we'll see what it does here. We're on one little tickle point. The big one is down here. And I think I'm going to walk away. Catch it maybe next week or later in the week. Okay. Okay. My oh my WTI. We were down here. Remember, we've been in this range. Now it looks like we're going to break the range. We've attacked 70. And if this goes up further, CAD and Norway. Okay. Okay. And Bitcoin. It's going through its struggles, huh? Fine. I think I made the right move. I don't know the price, but I bailed on Bitcoin a pretty reasonable sum of money, enough to buy, a nice, slight 5-year-old Mercedes, let's say. Instead of holding it, I exited, and it was probably around 46. I can't remember. September. It was last week. Anyway, somewhere in here I got out, and it looks like I guess it was here. Right, this must be quite small time frame. Yeah, all right. So I did exit right around there. And in hindsight, it looks like it was the right thing. Cool. I don't know what happened over the weekend if it did this, but nonetheless, it's lower. Okay? And it's just technical analysis. So if you were a bear, you would sell this. Okay. Hey, Cash, have you Googled the month over month remittance of back to El Salvador? Why don't we do that now? I mean, I understand the strategy, but very often these things are silly. So, monthly remittance El Salvador. I don't know what that is. Maybe. Let's see. Does this tell us? Remittance tells us rebound. Okay, so that's good. 6 6B, huh? Actually, that's not bad. Look at that. That's 23% of the economy. Ho, 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 ho. No wonder they went to Bitcoin, which tells you, check this out. 1/4, okay, of GDP is people not even living in El Salvador. This is El Salvadorians living in other countries, presumably the United States, sending money home. Which means nobody at home is doing jack. Crazy. Man. All right. So anyways, that's amazing. So 6 billion, right? So that's actually that's more than I thought. Nah, sorry, ad. Fell for that. That doesn't look right. That's not right. Updated 4 months ago, June 1st. That doesn't sound right. There's no way that's right. Interesting. So this is saying that El Salvador has more remittance than Mexico. I find that very hard to believe. One of those articles is wrong. 2.5 million have fled El Salvador. Yeah, for sure. So that's interesting, right? So, okay. All right, that's interesting. 50% more. That's interesting. All right. I didn't know that. I wonder why. It doesn't make sense to me. I have to think about this. 12 million, 127 million Mexicans. Yeah. See, that just doesn't make sense. I smell a rat. That makes no sense. 125 million Mexicans. Wow. Versus 6.5. And El Salvador has a remittance 50% larger. Oh, per year. There we go. Thank you. I typed in per month. Okay. That makes sense. So what I'm saying is that's a pittance cash, right? It's a pittance. It's a pittance. It's almost irrelevant. It's almost like if El Salvador simply just changed to a new currency, it wouldn't have made the headlines. People are paying attention because it's Bitcoin. They're like, oh my God, it's Bitcoin. But other than that, it may not even be relevant. I mean, again, the remittance is 25% of the entire GDP, which means they don't have any GDP. And when you don't have GDP, I mean, yes, you might have a beautiful culture and beautiful people and a beautiful history, or at least a complicated history. But as far as global GDP, you're irrelevant and invisible. Okay. Yeah, but thank you. It was a great convo. It was good. Yeah, that makes more sense per year versus per month. Yeah, all right, cool. Okay. Yeah, but again, does it? Annual revenue of Western Union. revenue over an operating cash flow. This is not what I want. Annual. How about okay, yeah. So what is this? 5 trillion? Okay. Yeah. So they typically, so let's subtract this. Next year, it won't be 4,850,000,000, right? I mean, look, the rounding error, get rid of that 5 and make it a 0. Nobody cares. Okay. Remove this 5, change it to a 0 because El Salvador left. Nobody cares. Look, more likely this is going to go up a few hundred million, right? Or whatever. So anyways, it's still probably irrelevant. All right. But yeah, go ahead. It'll end up being a trade. Oh, yeah, I guess so. 1,000 million. Anyways, okay. Well, I don't think it's going to put them out of work. So how about this? If Western Union drops like a ton of bricks, maybe I'll buy it later. Okay. I'll buy it once it starts to provide value. All right. I guess that's it. We did dollar pairs, we did yen pairs, we did commodities. Pound has been the strongest, and dollar was weak until the first of the month, and then it was strong. Well, that's what I expected. That's what we got. And I think in 2 weeks, it'll be heading down again. So far, okay. Okay, so far, okay. Not an amazing day to scream and yell about, but that's okay by me. That's okay. That's fine. It's cool. Great. I'm waiting, keeping my powder dry. So if you are in my day trading group, I will see you at 3 p.m. for the New York close. And that's, again, the opportunity. The reason I'm doing this meeting for you is if you're European, you want to be able to front run the London Open while you sleep. Okay. Yeah, Cash says, yeah, Western Union probably not a sustainable business anymore. I love cryptos for money transfer. Love it. It takes, a couple of hours to verify your transaction. Now you got your cash. Okay. And it's cheaper, it's faster, it's easier. Like, oh, send me a wire. Oh my God. Well, I need your bank's information. I need your account numbers. I need this. I need that. The bank's address, the bank's phone number. Like, what the hell do you need all this crap for, right? So it's more like, hey man, I want to send you money. Boom, send it here. Great. Boom. There it is. Oh, I see it. Great. 2 hours later, it's confirmed. Boom. Cash out of the Bitcoin. Done. Throw it into my bank account. Done. Love it. Okay. So you're right, Cash. You're right. Cool. So anyways, how many people are going to be in the afternoon session or the 3 p.m. session for the day trading group? How many people are going to be there? I'm wondering, if nobody even wants to do it, then we don't need to do it. But I'm doing it for our European brothers and sisters. Yeah? Yeah? Pastor, do it again. Okay? I know what you did wrong. So email me again. Cool. Sophie's like, yeah, I'll do it. Well, that's interesting because there may not be a reason to do it if it's just all the Americans, North Americans, let's say, non-Europeans, right? If the Europeans aren't doing it for the London front run, then it's kind of pointless because everyone else is going to meet at 9 anyway. So there may not be a need for it, but we'll see. We'll do it for a while. For sure. All right, cool. Well, thank you for being on my team. Thank you for being a subscriber to Forex.Today. Thank you for being a client over at tradersway.com. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Cheers.